Hi, I am Pam Fox. Thank you for tuning in today. So we are still in May. The date is, I don't know what. I don't even know. What's the date here? May 22nd. May 22nd, 2017. And we're doing our 30-day challenge, 30 days home cooking whole foods challenge. And today I want to talk about the importance of those whole foods in our energy levels. So if you are a person who struggles with energy, you're tired all the time, you don't get good sleep at night, you find yourself just wanting to take a nap all the time, you find yourself overwhelmed and stressed out and just wishing for rest. Like, I can remember a time where I would just hear that word, rest. And I would just want to cry because it was like the thing I desired most in life was to just feel rested and then to feel re-energized or rejuvenated. And I think the thing that people need to realize, the thing that people fail to realize, is that it's not normal to be tired all the time. And I think that's where I was at. Like, I didn't make that connection that people around me aren't exhausted all the time. Some of them were, but some of them weren't. And I'm not sure why I didn't make that connection. Maybe I just thought it was because they drank so much coffee. I drank a lot of coffee. Or just because I've always just been a person who deals with illness and tends to get sick more often. So I just thought, it's just normal for me to be tired all the time. It was common for me to not get good sleep at night for a variety of reasons. So maybe I thought that factored in, which it did. But I'd just come to a point where I'd kind of accepted that it was normal. I desired to have energy, but I didn't quite have the hope or the belief that I could. And now I do. And so I love to share this with people because I do see other people who look tired. You can just look at them and see by the way they carry themselves, by the way they sit, the way they stand, the way they talk, their facial expressions. You can just tell that they're tired, or they just say, gosh, I'm just so tired all the time, so tired. And I can so relate to that. So here's a few reasons why you probably are tired, a few reasons why you may be tired. One, obviously, is how much sleep are you getting and what's the quality of your sleep? So are you getting enough sleep, and are you getting good quality sleep? They say you should be, as an adult, getting around, on average 9 hours of sleep per night. And then, if you are getting that, is it quality sleep? Are you sleeping deeply? Are you getting interrupted sleep because, you're in pain, or because, your husband snores, or because your child cries, or whatever reason, because you can't sleep, because your mind is overactive and you can't rest and you can't, just fall asleep and forget about life for those 9 hours. So that's one thing to look at. And there are certainly one great tip on falling asleep when you lie down, or falling asleep if you're waking up in the middle of the night. One thing that I had found very useful was here on YouTube. There are a lot of great you can search for relaxing music. There are a lot of, meditations, guided meditations here on YouTube that will help you to take your mind off of what you're thinking about and focus on what the person speaking is talking about. The guided meditation, helping you to focus on your body, focus on relaxing different areas of your body, focus on the breath, slowing the breath. And before you know it, you're relaxed because you're focused on being relaxed. Your breathing slows down like the way you breathe when you're sleeping. And your mind is relaxed because you're focusing on your breath and you're focusing on your muscles instead of focusing on your day and your job and your things that you need to do tomorrow. And then you fall asleep. It may or may not be that easy for some of you, but it was very helpful for me. And then those guided meditations can teach you how to put yourself to sleep without, help of YouTube or help of music, because you kind of memorize, how to do it. So that's one thing you can try. The other thing you really need to be aware of is your bedtime. So are you staying up late at night, taking care of things that you didn't get done, or vegetating? Maybe you're watching TV, watching movies, maybe you're on your cell phone, on Facebook. I know how easy it is to get sucked into this kind of a thing. And so this is where you have to exhibit some discipline and decide for yourself, sleep is important. And so therefore I'm going to make it a priority. And so therefore I'm going to set a bedtime for myself, and I'm going to be strict about that bedtime. And maybe you don't get to bed at your bedtime, 7 nights a week, but you start to improve in that area, and you start to, get to bed at a more realistic hour. And then the other thing is the quality of, your mattress. I believe it's very important to have a good quality mattress. I know that it has affected me and my ability to sleep deeply. So if you've got, lumps and bumps in your mattress and you can afford to go out and get something new, I would advise you to do so. If you just go out and get even the cheapest mattress that your local store sells, it's probably going to be better than what you have. The unfortunate thing about those mattresses is they don't last long. Like, I know I've bought a new mattress around, just around the $400 range, just like the low end, and within a few months it starts to have kind of those lumps and bumps in it, so they don't last very long. My husband and I invested in a Sleep Number bed, and we really like it. That's the kind that it fills up with air, and you can have, his side, her side, firmer, softer. There's 2 mattresses in there, and you have remote control that affects that. We really like it. Now, when we first got it, we were surprised because when we laid on it in the store, we thought it was so comfortable. And then when we got it home and laid down on it, it was like, this isn't very comfortable. Our previous bed had one of those thick foam mattress toppers on it. You kind of sink into it. And this didn't. And so it didn't feel very soft and cozy and comfortable. But once we got used to it, we noticed right away, really in the first week or so, that we were sleeping better. We were definitely sleeping better. Once we got, our numbers adjusted, figure out what our number was. We both like more of a softer mattress. So like it goes from 1 to 100, and we're both around I think he's a 40 and I'm a 35. So pretty soft. So I do recommend, I'm not sponsored by Sleep Number, but I do recommend the bed. It's not cheap, but, your health is definitely worth it in the long run. So, if you can afford it, they'll take payments. And I think we bought ours on one of the couple days a year. They'll do a special where, you can buy it with, no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months or something like that. So, we paid it off in a year with no interest and no money down. So that's a pretty good deal. So there's bugs everywhere in here. I'm not sure why. That's pretty much it with sleep. As far as your energy goes, it is important that you're getting good quality sleep and you're getting good quantity of sleep. And so there are a few things you can do to focus and prioritize that to help you regain your energy. But the most important thing you can do is eat those plants, the home cooking, the whole foods. Our body's number one preferred fuel source are carbohydrates, which are found abundantly in most plants. They're found in all plants, but most plants have a lot of carbohydrate in them and a little bit of fat and a little bit of protein, with the exception of like your higher protein foods like your beans, and your higher fatty foods like your nuts and your avocados are going to have a different ratio, where they're a higher amount of protein or a higher amount of fat and less carbohydrate. But the rest of the plant, kingdom, they're primarily comprised of carbohydrates, which is our body's number one preferred fuel source. So if you're eating an abundant variety of plants, you're filling up your gas tank. You're giving your body gasoline. You're giving it the fuel it needs to have energy. It's just the way it works. And so if you're going on, a keto diet or a paleo or an Atkins, one of these high fat, high protein, low carbohydrate diets, you're probably not going to have very much energy. Most likely you're not going to have very much energy. You're going to have to rely on your, caffeinated beverages, your energy drinks for your energy. And then those are going to play a role on your adrenal system. So we weren't meant to have our primary fuels come from fats and proteins. They're meant to come from the carbohydrates found in plants. That's why the plants come up out of the ground and they drip from the trees. They're provided for us. It's really an amazing and incredible thing if you stop and let yourself just kind of mull that over. So those are the foods that we were meant to eat. And I'm talking a little bit more about that, but when it comes to your energy levels, if you're getting in the fuel, if you're getting proper sleep, and you're staying hydrated, so make sure you drink some water, and then you begin to, the body begins to, the immune system is now going to be able to, do its job and heal. The bodies can begin to function more appropriately. You're not going to need, ideally, hopefully, you're not going to need some of the medications that you're taking when you're on that plant-based diet. And that's going to be another factor that factors into your energy levels. So if you're a person that's taking multiple prescriptions, a lot of medications, yes, that is going to affect your energy levels. So now if you combine all these things, you're staying up late, you're getting poor sleep, you are, eating a diet that is low in carbohydrate, you're sick and you're taking a lot of medications, then there's no doubt, there's no question, there's no mystery as to why you are so tired. Oh, and the other thing about sleeping is if you have a partner in your bed, that can, interrupt your sleep as well. Just simply rolling over, snoring, getting up and down in the middle of the night, that can interrupt your sleep as well. So one nice thing about that Sleep Number bed is it's 2 chambers. And so, it does kind of minimize, your partner's rolling around and getting up and down. You don't notice it as much. 1. And 2, if your partner, snores, makes a lot of noise when they sleep, honestly, I would invest in some earplugs and I would try to get your partner on a plant-based diet because that will help with the snoring as well. They will lose weight and it will help them with their snoring. A lot of people say it totally eliminated, going on a plant-based diet completely eliminated their snoring. So, but invest in some good earplugs. That's another smart thing to do if your partner is, interrupting your sleep by making a lot of noise. But getting back to the medications, I have history in this. So I used to take a lot of medications and I was on, a not so good diet. I thought I was on a good diet, but, I wasn't eating. I mean, I can remember thinking I would see that food pyramid and see how they wanted you to have like 7 to 9 servings of, fruits and vegetables a day or something like that. And I'd just be like, 7 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables. Nobody eats that many fruits and vegetables. Well, I do. I do now. That's all I eat. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains, beans, plants. That's all I eat, for the most part. And so, so I easily get in 7 to 9 servings of those foods. But those are the foods. Anyway, so I really wanted to keep this under 10 minutes today. So I want to get to the final point that I wanted to make, which is our species-specific diet. I talked a little bit about this in the last video, and I talked about, I asked the question, how often do you see obese animals in the animal kingdom? And sure, you've got your bears, they hibernate in the winter, and so they will fatten up before wintertime because their species-specific diet, they eat a lot of berries and they eat a lot of salmon, and those things aren't going to be available in the wintertime. So they fatten up and then they sleep all winter. That sounds like not such a bad idea. But, actual obesity, like animals being overweight, you're going to see this in your domesticated animals where they're eating table scraps, where they're even if they're just eating, commercial dog food, which isn't that good for them. But you start to see animals with joint problems, domesticated animals. You see them being prescribed with type 2 diabetes. You see them being overweight, which causes back problems. So these different types of, health problems that you see in human beings, you start to see in the domesticated animals. And again, we're eating, it's the diet. We're not eating the diet, the species-specific diet that we were meant to eat. So I was talking in my last video about how I believe we are meant to be healthy. We're not meant to be sick. If you're sick and you have just decided that the hand that life dealt you and you just need to deal the best with it as you can. I can remember feeling that way. No, you're not meant to be sick. You're meant to be healthy. You have an immune system built within you to keep you strong and healthy. But unfortunately, it's like anything in life. If we have the right tools, we can get the job done. Without the right tools, we can't get the right job done. And your immune system needs the right tools. It needs plants. It needs the power from plants. All those vitamins and minerals it gets from plants to do its job. And so I believe we are meant to be healthy. I believe we are meant to move. You can just look at our anatomy and see that we are meant to move. And I believe we're meant to be lean, and I believe we're meant to have energy to move and to live. We're meant to have energy. And so, if you find that you're exhausted all the time, something's wrong. And you shouldn't just accept that it's normal to be tired all the time and that there's nothing you can do about it. Try to eat more plants. Try going on a plant-based diet. It can be for 2 weeks. It can be for a month. And get in lots and lots of, raw fruits and vegetables, especially the fruit. That's really going to give you a lot of energy. Have a big fruit smoothie. I'm about to go make a smoothie. I've got 5 frozen bananas in the freezer just waiting for me to put in the blender. I'm going to add a little bit of peanut butter and some chocolate milk, some almond-based chocolate milk, and make a chocolate peanut butter smoothie. And it's going to be delicious. It's going to be plant-based, and it's going to give me lots of energy. So I don't have to rely on caffeinated beverages to get through my day, which I don't. I do drink coffee from time to time because it is awesome, but I do not rely on it for my energy. I rely on plants, the beautiful, wonderful, mysterious power. And people here on YouTube giving their testimonies about how they went on a plant-based diet and used to be tired all the time, and now they have abundant energy, just like me. And it's really an amazing and wonderful thing to experience life, to be able to go and to do, and to feel, just feel vitality and just be thriving and to feel happy and to not feel overwhelmed and feel like, there's all these things I want to do with my life, but I'll never get to them because I'm just too tired. I encourage you to press on with your home cooking, your whole foods. Home cooking doesn't have to be, slaving over a hot stove all day. It can be the simplest thing when it comes to plant-based foods. Like I said, I've got a blender in the freezer right now with some chopped bananas in it. I'm going to go add my peanut butter and my chocolate almond milk. I'm going to hit buzz for 20 seconds and my breakfast will be done. Home cooking whole foods. Done. 30 seconds. It took me a minute to chop those up and put them in the blender an hour ago and stick it in the freezer. I've got bugs everywhere. I need to take my compost out. So don't be overwhelmed by the idea of home cooking. It doesn't have to be this, I just can't do it because it's too much work. It'll take me less time to make a smoothie than it would for me to make a boxed meal or to get some chicken nuggets out of the freezer and put them in the oven. This type of thing, to fry up a steak. It will take me less time to, put some oats on the stovetop and add in some fresh fruit and some raisins and some applesauce. And you can eat that for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Oatmeal doesn't have to be just for breakfast. In the amount of time it takes you to put on a pot of rice or a pot of pasta or to cook some potatoes, you can chop up all your greens and your vegetables and make your sauces that are going to go with that. And by the time those potatoes or that pasta is done, 20-30 minutes later, you've got a home-cooked meal. So it's really just about relearning and getting in there and doing it. And then you'll understand that it's not that hard. It doesn't have to be time-consuming. It can be as time-consuming as you want to make it. So, okay, I do wish you have an awesome day, and I thank you for watching.